just one day to go until the deadline to reach a trade deal with the U.S. The American president is upping the ante. In a post online today, Donald Trump says it'll be hard to come to an agreement now that Canada has joined the growing list of G7 nations promising to recognize a Palestinian state. Emily Taylor joins us live in studio with more on this tonight. Emily.
Well, Matt, during an executive order signing just around an hour ago, President Donald Trump said it's not a deal breaker, but it does make negotiations tougher. He also said he hasn't spoken with Prime Minister Mark Carney yet today. Meanwhile, Premier Doug Ford also had some advice for Carney for negotiations. It's another wrench in negotiations between Canada and the U.S. as our two nations try to reach a deal. The American president says he's not happy with a recent announcement from Prime Minister Mark Carney that Canada is open to recognizing a Palestinian state if certain conditions are met.
Canada intends to recognize the state of Palestine at the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly in September.
Trump posting on his Truth Social early this morning, writing, "That will make it very hard for us to make a trade deal with them. Oh, Canada." Trump reiterated his displeasure today.
Well, we're going to see. No, I didn't like what they said, but, you know, that's their opinion. I didn't like that. Not a deal breaker, but we haven't spoken to Canada today. He's called, and we'll see.
Trump's most recent comments come just a day before the self-imposed deadline for Canada and the states to come up with a new trade agreement, or Canada will face 35% tariffs on some goods. Carney has long said that Canada may not meet this deadline and will only accept a deal that is good for Canada. Premier Doug Ford today encouraged the Prime Minister to stay strong in negotiations.
So I wouldn't roll over, and I've told the Prime Minister, do not roll over, hit that guy back as hard as we possibly can. Are we hoping that we can get a deal with zero tariffs? Yes. But I always say how we can kick back, and it's not the American people, kick back at President Trump. Let's start onshoring everything.
At this point, no officials have given any indication that either nation will be ready to sign on the dotted line tomorrow. But it seems relief may be possible in another form. Speaking about Ford Motors in an interview with CNBC today, the U.S. Treasury Secretary said the White House is willing to negotiate with Ottawa on steel and aluminum tariffs, currently sitting at 25%.
I believe that the Ford, F-150, 250, their big truck series is made out of aluminum instead of steel, which is different than other cars. So I think maybe the aluminum tariffs have hit them harder. We will be negotiating with Canada on those.
President Trump also announced today that he's holding off on increasing tariffs on Mexico. The levies will remain at 25% for the next 90 days while the two countries negotiate.